bringing the conversation and all of the challenges and issues back to this country, Reverend Foley is the executive chairman of the Cristo Rey Network, as you heard earlier, the founder of the Cristo Rey School. And Reverend Foley, I think what it is so admirable about this network now of schools that you have created is not only the success record of the students who are coming from these schools, but the whole approach you took to rethinking education. Can you share that with us?
Delighted. First of all, Pat, thank you very much for bringing this great group together, and Georgetown, thank you for organizing this. I think that next time we have a global meeting, we should have a sign over the door, dreamers only. Somehow you have to be a dreamer to get to qualify to be here, and it's so exciting to be among so many dreamers again. Our schools are two things. I kind of gave myself away when I said our schools. Our institutions are two things. They are a high school and they are a temporary employment agency. So our big problem was, how are we ever going to have private education where people by definition don't have the money to pay for it? Because our schools are all in the center city, and all the other Catholic schools private schools are leaving the center city, but and here we are opening schools. So how are we going to pay for it? Well, somebody came up with the idea, how about if every student had a job? And that's what makes us go. It's complicated. The organization part of it is complicated. Every day, 25% of the student body is out of the building. 75% of the student body come into the building every day on a rotating basis. It turns out that every month, every student works 5 days. And by working those 5 days, the student contributes to between 70 and 80% of the cost of the operating expenses of the school. So Pat, you very nicely asked, how did we plan all this? We kind of backed into it. That was a way to pay the bills. But what we found out was that it was infinitely more than that. The students felt so good about themselves. You can see their self-esteem grow right before your eyes. And as a result, hope. They had come from a hopeless situation. Our schools are exclusive. You have to be needy to come to our school. You have to show your economic need to come to our school. So these kids, a great majority of them, they had, well, I guess all of them, there was not a whole lot of future for them. But all of a sudden, they find themselves working downtown in a Fortune 500 company. All our jobs are office jobs. They're all entry-level clerical jobs. And all of a sudden, I come from Chicago, and I worked in Chicago, and all of a sudden you see this young person who had maybe never been downtown before. We're only 15 minutes from downtown, but could well have never been downtown before, get off, because we take them to work, get off the school bus and go up to the 40th floor of the Sears Tower and find out they have a desk waiting for them. Well, they just died and went to heaven. Yeah. And all of a sudden, life opens up for them. Yeah. And they get so excited. The thing they most like about the school every year is the job. And the lessons are tremendous. Just let me tell you, but on one occasion, somebody was visiting one of the schools, and the visitor said to the student that was showing him around, okay, tell me the difference between school and work. And the student thought for a minute, and he said, at work, you got to get it right the first time. Take note, all us teachers. That's right. Take note. But that's what's, as a result, Pat, in this whole thing, this year, in the 22 Cristo Rey schools across the country, the students are contributing $27 million towards their own education. Wow. Wow. And it's yay for them. Yay for them. 27.
You yourself contributed $26 million, I think, to help get this whole thing started. Not personally. I mean, you raised it from friends and supporters. Well, I want the rest of the panel to think about this as a model and whether it would work other places outside this country. Let's consider that notion going forward.